God fucking damn. Oh, God. Well, kids, it looks like it's been a little bit, but it looks like I gotta bury another one. I gotta go in on another motherfucking dumbass analyst who talked stupid shit about the Jaguars and not even factual. Oh man, it never ceases to amaze me. But actually, the person who said this, it kind of does, because I thought he was a little bit well-rounded in his knowledge than this, especially after having played with Ray Lewis all these years. Oh my God. Bart Scott. Bart. I think at this point, dude, you really need to do everyone a favor and just shut the fuck up before you ever say some dumb ass shit out your mouth like you did in this article I just read. This motherfucker really said that the Jacksonville Jaguars would be 6-5 if Chad Henne was our starting quarterback. Oh my fucking God. Oh, wow. Ew. I tweeted this earlier. I mean, and I've seen some fans, like, even ones that want to bench Blake Bortles, they don't even want Chad Henne in the fucking game. Apparently, people have really forgotten. Well, some people, not all people, but some people have really fucking forgotten how bad Chad Henne really fucking is. I don't think in his whole career he has had a season where he's, even back in the Dolphin days, he has had a season where he's thrown more touchdowns than interceptions. Blake Bortles is still our starting quarterback right now. One, he's not playing bad enough to the point of being like having to be replaced. But also, two, there is no other viable option on this fucking team right now. I don't know what people don't understand about that. And hold up, I'm not done. In the article, you go on and say that Blake Bortles is a coach killer and a turnover machine. Now, I can't argue too much about the turnovers he has. His interception numbers are high, I'll give you that. But at the same time, this season and last season, his rookie season being the only exception, he's thrown more touchdowns than interceptions. And that's counting the ones that bounced off motherfuckers' chests, hands, and feet and all that bullshit, but I'm not even going to get into that. So, his touchdown to turnover ratio, still on the upside. Now granted it's not great, it's still a lot, but it's still on the upside. But then you say he's a coach killer. Motherfucker! Do you not realize who our fucking head coach even is? It's Gus Bradley. 14 and fucking 45. Well, it's going to be over 50 after this season's over, as long as he continues to stay. But 14 and 45 is our fucking head coach. And here's the really sad part. All but only 2.5 years ago, because he didn't start the full year his rookie season, Blake Bortles has been the starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Gus Bradley was here a year and a half before that. You know how many games Gus Bradley won without Blake Bortles? 3. Actually, it was either 3 or 4. I can't remember if we went 4-12 or 13-3 that year, but it was one of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we went 3-13 that year. We either went 3-13 or 4-12 that year. But anyway, 11 or 12 of those wins, or not 11 or 12, 10 or 11 of those wins have come with Blake Bortles as our starting quarterback. Blake Bortles is not a player who is killing a coaching staff. Our coaching staff is killing Blake Bortles along with the rest of this fucking team. And if you're referring to Coach Killer as back when Greg Olsen got fired, I tell you what, I have plenty of Oakland Raiders fans who are subscribed to me and see my videos. Go ask any of them. As a matter of fact, Raiders fans, comment in the comment section below. Let me know if y'all motherfuckers want Greg Olsen back as your offensive coordinator. And better yet, Bart, go ask any fucking Raiders fan if they want Greg Olsen back as their offensive coordinator. And I guarantee you, 90 to 95%, if not 100% of them, are going to say hell to the motherfucking no. Greg Olsen is a shitty-ass offensive coordinator. Gus Bradley is a shitty-ass coach. Blake Bortles don't need to kill them. They're doing a good job at killing themselves by their own damn selves. And see, I didn't really want to have to go in on you, Bart, because you tempted me a couple weeks back. I believe it was the Raiders game when the halftime report came on and James Brown looked and said, "What do you think the Jaguars need to do to put back into this game?" Your dumbass, the only one that responds, pick your head up and put Chad Henne in. Really, bitch? Really? Put Chad sorry-ass Henne in, and that's really going to get us back in the game to beat the Oakland Raiders. My fucking God. But, see, I gave you the benefit of the doubt, because like I said, I respected you, dude. I really did. But I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, okay, he was in the spur of the moment, and Blake Bortles, granted, was playing like shit that day. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. I'm not gonna even go in on him. He's a good player and usually a pretty good analyst, honestly. So like I said, I'd just leave that alone. But here you go in that article and you say the shit you say and you don't even give facts. You said he gets fluff yards or gets garbage time points. Okay, I've said this before and I've said this again. If Blake Bortles is getting all his stats in garbage time, then how do you explain the last 4 games? Games that we've lost by 7 points or less. Please explain that to me. If Bortles gets all of his touchdowns and yards in garbage time, then how the fuck have we been in the past 4 games? Let's look at this shit for what it is. Every week for the past 4 weeks, ever since the Titans game, the Jaguars have lost games on the final possession when the defense has failed to get Blake Bortles the ball back, and we do some dumbass shit at the end to not get a stop or allow the offense to keep the ball and run the fucking clock in. And if we do get the ball back, there's no time left to do anything. That's really what has happened the past 4 weeks. Now, if we finished those 4 games we lost, then we're 6-5 with Blake Bortles as our starting quarterback, and that makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? And Bart, like I said, you were a good player. You were, man. But let's not forget, you aren't fucking great, and you walk around that studio with your expensive ass suits, your big ass smile on your face like you're showing off the shit. Now see, I live in Baltimore, bro. I know quite a bit of Ravens history. And you played on a defense that had a linebacker core with Ray Lewis, the greatest middle linebacker of all time, and Terrell Suggs, possibly the greatest outside linebacker of all time. Teams are not going to, especially back when teams were really running the ball, teams are not going to run at Ray Lewis. They're not going to run at Terrell Suggs. they're gonna and they're not gonna and they're not gonna they're gonna over, and when Suggs is pass rushing, they're gonna overload the side to block him, which is where you came in. You stopped the runs when they had extra blockers on them, and you got some of the sacks when they were doubling up on Suggs. And to top it all off, one of the biggest things Ravens fans remember you for was taking an official's penalty flag and throwing it into the fucking third row of M&T Bank Stadium on, I believe it was Sunday Night Football. And I remember back in the day when they got you undrafted. James Harrison was on the team at the same time, and I remember it came down to cutting you or him. As good as you were, the Ravens made the wrong fucking decision there. James Harrison was a way better linebacker than you, and this is coming from someone who hates the fucking Steelers. And like I said, you weren't horrible because you did go on to the Jets. You had a couple of decent years there. You were a pretty good player. You weren't as bad as Edgerton Hartwell, who really lived off the shadow of Ray Lewis, because the minute he left Baltimore and went to Atlanta, that motherfucker wasn't shit. And I doubt anybody even remembers him, too. But you fucked up. You fucked up, dude. And you forget. And sports analysts, y'all really forget who is a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Me. So, if you say stupid shit about my team and don't bring any facts to back it up, like Jamie Dukes did, like Chris Sims did, and now like Bart Scott, trust and believe I will fucking bury your ass. And just like and those two analysts, Dukes and Sims, haven't heard them say shit about Blake Bortles or the Jaguars ever since I made videos about them. Jamie Dukes, I buried his ass in twice and challenged him to a fucking fight. And I know he had to see that. I know plenty of people shared the shit on his Twitter. So I already know. Once I bury your ass, you're not gonna say a fucking thing. Because look at Jamie Dukes. He hated on the fucking Jaguars for a year, and I haven't heard. And since I did that video, I haven't heard from him since. And then Chris Sims, like anybody gave a fuck what he had to say, but he said that shit like the Jaguars need to dump Blake Bortles or something like that, and then I went in on his ass, and then haven't heard from him since. Now, Bart, you're on CBS, so we're gonna hear from you, but do everybody a favor. The next time you're gonna talk shit about the Jacksonville Jaguars or Blake Bortles, bring some fucking facts to back it up. Really, bring some fucking facts to back it up. Because what you said in that article is all fucking opinionated and was stupid as shit. Especially the coaching staff. Think, my God, do you really not realize how bad this fucking coaching staff is? Anyway, that's all I got. Rant over. Bart Scott, do us all a favor. Shut the fuck up. And that's all I got. And I'm out.